music producer, and I was just looking at 3 of his artists just dropped music today, so I was just looking at the
CBGTV content provider broadcast.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or CBGTV.com. The medical and health information shared does not constitute a physician-patient relationship. It is provided for general informational and educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional care.
You're gonna get so high because we're pot smoking. I said we're getting high because we're pot smoking. We're gonna get so high because we're pot smoking. That's right, we're getting high because we're pot smoking. Good morning, sunshine. How you feeling?
Oh, hey. Hi, Dr. High. You're muted, sir. Please unmute yourself.
Lori's all over the place.
Good morning. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, you?
Good.
Friday.
Yeah, it is Friday. How you feeling?
Oh, getting there.
Getting there?
Getting there.
How's Mrs. High?
Mrs. High's at work, just where I love her to be.
Oh, she's so sweet.
Yeah.
And I'm glad she's feeling better. How's Loki?
Loki's good. I don't know where he is, but he's here somewhere.
Well, it's a much smaller house nowadays, so it's probably a little easier to keep track of him now.
It is.
Go upstairs or downstairs.
He's got no upstairs anymore, and it's small. I just try to open up all the curtains so he can lay in different places and look outside and see what's going on.
Yeah.
And then somebody walks a dog, and I got to listen to him go nuts.
Is he tall enough to see out most of the windows, or is he not?
Actually, the windows I got in this place are floor to ceiling.
Nice.
They're big, they're big windows here.
Oh, very cool. Except for the fact that
if you can get a hold on, you kind of get an idea. They go all the way.
Yeah.
So you got the drums in the corner.
Nice. I didn't even know you played the drums.
I don't. My wife does.
Oh, that's right. You told me that. That's why I knew that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that. Well, welcome in, everybody. You're hanging over here. The Cannabis Chronicles. I'm Da.Hippie. Of course, that's Dr. High. We are on Live 365 and TuneIn. And, of course, we're on Facebook, YouTube, and the one and only CBGTV. Woo, woo!
CBGTV.
Everybody needs to go over there and make sure you check in and subscribe and become a member and come watch our shows over there. We want to blow them up.
Yeah.
We're all about blowing things up, Dr. High and I. Don't tell the FBI.
That sounds like fun. Lori's getting high in bed today. Good afternoon, Frank. How are you?
Hi, Kerry. How are you?
Everybody's doing good. Carrie Lee.
So it's been a very exciting a couple hours. Did you hear about the Facebook?
Is that because I sent you the calendar? Is that what excited you?
I haven't even gotten a chance to look at the calendar. I saw the front page and I was already aroused. But,
oh, no.
But I haven't gotten an opportunity to open it and actually look at it. But it looks very sweet. I'm very excited.
The girls with their gardens.
Yes, very cool. Now I forgot what I was going to say, though. Oh, Facebook. Did you see what's happening with that? They got rid of like all the groups or something. I don't know. I haven't really gotten over there. Yeah, like there's no more. Yeah, like you can't have live chat groups anymore. And I don't know.
Oh, what do you mean, live chats and Messenger?
Like, no, I don't know. I think you could. Yeah, like in there, you can't have those messenger groups anymore. I don't know. It's a bunch of shit going on. No more.
I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah. Go check it out. If you're in any of those groups, like where you can sit down and talk to people and visually, like we are here, I think they're all gone.
Oh, I was never in any of those groups.
Oh, yeah.
So you're talking like 420 Campfire and groups like that.
420 Campfire is gone. They just started their own Discord today or last night, 2 days ago. Yeah, last night.
I wonder why.
They're traumatized, but they're killing it. That's why you keep hearing that bleep, 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 because all their friends are joining. So we're going to hear about 12,000 bleep, bleep, bleeps because all the fantastic.
I'm trying to wonder why Facebook's doing that. You think that everything Facebook does is designed to keep people on Facebook.
Bruh. It's all about the money, bruh.
Well, how does money affect that?
Well, they're going to make you pay to do stuff now, I'm sure. You're going to have to pay.
I wonder if it's because all the flack they're taking over the sexual harassment of young girls and stuff.
I don't know. I didn't get
because I know there's been a lot of stuff going on in the news about that. You know,
it wasn't me. I didn't do it.
No, but I'm sure that there are pigs out there that do
harassment for Discord.
You know,
yeah, I do this.
It ended up being just me and Chris, the bald guy, doing what? What's going on? I seen Lori's TikTok. And Lori will have to stick around until 1 o'clock today because she is in the Zen moment of the day.
What?
Yep. Lori's in the Zen moment of the day.
So, all right. So the 420 Campfire group is still there. They just can't chat there. So they went to.
So you just can't run live video chats anymore. That's basically what's going on.
I guess. All right. So we have a wonderful guest coming up, Elena and Frank Story over there. I know Frank Story. I don't know if he's here or not, but he's there in the chat. I see you. Hi, Frank. Good morning. And Elena is his significant other at this time in their lives. So we're going to bring her up. She has a wonderful story, and we're going to have a good time, I think. So
yeah.
Are you ready?
It's Friday. How can we not have a good time?
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's bring up Elena. Am I saying it right? Elena?
I would say so. Oh, that's the crowd goes wild.
Holy shit, they are excited to have you. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, Elena. How are you?
I've been looking forward to know you.
Yes, me too. How's it going? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Well, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
So why don't you start by telling us your story? Let's hear where you're all about, what you're all about.
Okay. First of all, my name's Elena. I am a cannabis user and cultivator as well. I just got into that a little bit more serious this year.
Nice.
I'm kind of a sick girl. I got, some ailments and stuff, but the cannabis kind of helps. I suffered a stroke in February. My speech is a little affected. Got a couple of hitches in my get along, but it's okay. We're working through it.
Couple hitches in my get along. I like that.
Let's see what else. I got 2 kids. My daughter, she's has some intellectual disabilities and she lives with us. And my son, he's got a really great girlfriend. Hi, Tori. Hey, Owen. They're big potheads.
Potheads. Love my potheads.
We love potheads.
Yeah.
I know. Like my dad, my dad's so funny. He knows I smoke now. I had to wait for the legality to be sufficient enough to say, hey, Dad, I smoke. But he kind of found out when he came up for a visit. He lives in North Carolina. He came up for a visit and saw our garden, if you will. And boy, did we get a lot of frowns on that. We had a graduation party for my daughter this year. And the family came and it wasn't good. My son was trying to shield his kids. And I was like, it's not something to be embarrassed about. Relax,
What state are you in, Elena?
Yeah, I was just going to say, what state are you from?
I live in upstate New York.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
I used to live in upstate New York. I was originated there.
I lived in upstate New York too.
Yeah, I was born in Albany.
Oh, Albany. That's
Yeah,
cool.
and
I love
up,
Albany.
I was in Ballston Spa and Glens Falls for a while until I was about 7. Then we moved to Long Island.
Mhm.
I like falls. There's lots and lots of walking involved there.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like walking.
I did lots of walking in upstate New York too, but it was mostly in circles.
That doesn't count in prison. That's what you get nothing better to do.
I lived in Raybrook, New York for 8.5 years.
Where's that?
All right. Have a good day, Dr. High. We'll talk to you later.
Okay.
No, Dr. High's, he just shut himself down for some reason. Hi, ole, hola, hola, ole. I'll get it right.
Hola, ali, alamide.
Hey, welcome back.
Welcome back, Dr. High.
We froze.
No,
How's it going?
You were gone.
That's America glitching me because I'm talking about Raybrook.
Right, you brought up prison. You brought up your prison time, and they're like, "Oh, get this guy out of here."
Yeah.
You're not even supposed to be in this country. God darn it.
Only electronically.
So go ahead, Elena. Sorry, we got sidetracked.
That's all right. It happens to me all the time.
Now, from what I saw, you've also dealt with cancer, correct?
Yes, I had breast cancer, which I was diagnosed.
Not the boobies.
Yeah, my boob, man. But it was okay because they were able. It didn't metastasize anywhere. It wasn't in the lymph nodes. It was just a little, annoying little.
Oh,
so they took.
I'm okay with some scars as long as the boobies are still there.
But they said I could wear a prosthetic in my pocket if I wanted to. I'm like, no, I'll be okay. My aunt's like,
your pocket.
Yeah, instead of having to put it on your skin, because sometimes people, they sweat and all that stuff from them. So they said, if you just put it in your pocket, it'll look like you have boobs. I was like, no. My aunt said, well, you can stuff your bra with a little tissue. And I'm like, listen, I'm going all natural. I'm not dyeing my hair. I'm not wearing a prosthetic. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
That's it, right?
No, it doesn't matter.
The most important thing is that you're still here. That's the most important thing. And I'm hoping to hear that you're in remission and everything seems to be going well.
A year and a half remission. When I had everything taken care of, I only had to have radiation, and I take these little chemo pills and a shot, which I can't stand the shot. That pushes me into menopause, and I'm like, I'm already suffering. So my hot flashes are like way worse on this medication.
That is way 21 is way too young to be having menopause.
Yeah. Thanks for the compliment.
You don't look old enough to be having menopause issues there, young lady.
It's not too bad. I mean, what are you going to do? It's getting older.
Oh,
but
it's not too bad for you. It's bad for poor Frank.
Well, yeah, he's had to,
Because Mrs. Hippie's getting into that area nowadays, and I know how fun it is. Woo-hoo.
Oh, yeah, I'm always battling with the air. It's like, give me the fan. And it's like, no, get the
Yeah, but she's freezing. She's the opposite. She's freezing all the time. It'll be 100 degrees in this damn house, and she'll be like, "I'm freezing." I'm like, "What?"
That's a signal for you to cuddle with her.
Yeah, well, she ain't getting that. You don't have to hide. This ain't TikTok, girlfriend. You can smoke.
I just don't want to be rude. That's all.
No, this is what it's all about. You're taking your medicine, young lady.
That's medication. That's okay.
So how? Now let me get into this because I mean, now do you take an RSO on a regular?
No, I don't take anything regularly. Just what we grow. Sometimes we go out and get the parts and stuff, but I've been really interested in doing a lot of that stuff myself now, getting a press. And keeping that stuff a little closer to home, because if I'm growing it, it's just like, when you're growing blueberries, you go out and get the blueberries, you really freeze them, you save them for the winter, it's like, I don't know, mother homemaker kind of stuff. So by doing that, it will help me to have to save on the aggravation of going down to the dispensary and all that stuff.
Yeah, the ability to have the ability to grow your own is definitely helpful. And I don't know if once I'm growing my own, I don't know how often I'll be going to the dispensary. Maybe just for that, that extra dab, because I want to do a dab every once in a while. But
that's what it is. You can't
that's
do
what
everything.
Elena's talking about, making her own dabs.
right. I don't know
Talk
if I'm
about
ready
getting
for
fresh,
that
you
yet.
know?
I can't even get the plant to grow right yet.
The little liquid cart things.
We got to take a commercial break, but we'll continue this conversation right after the commercial in a 420 song, I think. I want to thank Elena for being here. And of course, you're watching the Cannabis Chronicles on CBG TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Big shout out to everybody out there on Live 365 and tune in. Hit it.
Have you ever pondered cannabis beyond the haze? Would you like to know more about this incredible plant? Dive into drhigh.com. Unlock medical wonders, master home-based crafts, and debunk myths. Do you support our mission? Shop Dr. High AI Haze on Etsy for cannabis-themed clothing, mugs, and digital downloads using original AI cannabis art. Hell, we might even have some psychedelic mushroom items there too. We also have 25 books on cannabis and specific medical conditions available at Dr. High on Amazon.com. drhigh.com, cannabis information, education, and advocacy.
Announcing CBG TV's Bud Break book. Get your copy now. Detailed strain reviews. Every purchase supports the ongoing efforts of CBG TV. Available from Amazon and at cbgtv.com or scan the QR code.
Say bye-bye to bottled water. Holistic Health Water has certified medical-grade water ionizers that make 7 types of water, including healthy alkaline. There's a 5-micron filter that lasts up to a year, and each machine lasts 25 to 30 years. Simply attach to your faucet or install under your sink. Even get a mineral spa unit for your shower. Go to ownyourwater.org to get a free ebook. Plus, pay for any machine in full and get an extra filter free. Change your water and change your life. Ownyourwater.org.
Discover the natural path to wellness at Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
Herbs?
With a passion for holistic health, we are your trusted source for premium herbs and concentrates.
Wait a minute, do they have weed?
Our dedicated team is here to guide you on your wellness journey. Open 7 days a week, 10 to 10, ensuring you have access to what you need when you need it most. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates is located
Their pot
2941 Highway 11, Burnt Church, New Brunswick, Canada. If you need assistance anytime,
I need assistance. I need weed.
Just call 506-871-4299. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
Where all the potheads go.
WTHC. This is the Cannabis Chronicles. You're hanging out with Da.Hippie and Doktor High, and we have the beautiful Elena here with us, telling us her story, her battle with, I guess, cancer and a bunch of other things, a stroke. I'm so glad that you're still here and ticking. That's so fantastic. Thank God.
Me too. My work's not done.
Yeah, well, obviously you're here for a reason. You're still here for a reason, and now you're here on the show with us. So let's get back to it. Dr. High, you want to take some questions? You want to give her some questions or ask her stuff? I want to know about like what strains you guys are growing, that kind of stuff, you know?
Okay, the strains that we grow are the seeds that we collect from the seedy weeds that we've gotten off the street.
Oh, okay. So it's a pick and choose kind of a crapshoot, but whatever. I mean, it's weed, you know. Do you guys have issues with like sativas and indicas? I mean, do you prefer one or the other, or are you guys okay with? Because I can't really do a sativa. So,
no, I prefer sativa only because I already have a bubbly personality and try to be, whatever. And it helps me to become productive. It throws me into like a little bit of an overload.
I agree.
Sometimes much, and then I have a little anxiety, but then it's like, well, let me switch over to that one and this, and it'll help to kind of calm me down a little bit. So it's like kind of both of them, depending on what the situation, I suppose.
Yeah. So when you're growing your plants and you're cultivating, I guess you're gonna smoke and find out which one how you feel, and then you'll categorize them afterwards. Like this one is more of a sativa, this one's more of an indica, and then you'll have a nice. Now, what is it? 6 plants in New York, right? You're allowed to grow up to 6.
Yeah, sure. Legally.
Sure. Sure. Well, we have to
I was just looking at Elena and Frank's garden, so yeah, 6 is appropriate.
6
is yeah, that's the magic number. But I think it's like 6 for me, 6 for him, 6 for her. I'm gonna talk to them, maybe get their 6.
Yeah, 6,
hey,
6,
whatever
6
works.
for the dead homies. 6 for.
As long as it's fenced and not seen, who knows what's behind curtain number 1.
Right. And
That's
as long
right.
as we don't get into any trouble and the fellas don't have to stop by for any particular reason, everything should be fine.
We tend to
behave yourself.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We like to, walk that fine line sometimes. But hey, great things happen sometimes when you do that. Put yourself out there a little bit and, see
Never
that.
know. Right.
Yeah. You never know. If they come, it's like, okay, just take the plants. We're all right. Sorry. Bad on me. Slap my hand, whatever.
Yeah.
I
was just telling listen, this is my medicine, and it's the way I can afford it. Plain and simple.
You have to break those barriers. That's when you tell them, go fuck yourself. This is my medicine, right?
Especially right now, since I've been out of work for so long, since the stroke. I worked at my dream job. I had to leave my dream job. I'm so upset. I'm an LPN, so I've been working 22 years for the state, different facilities. Well, this last
LPN,
one,
you mean licensed practical nurse?
Yeah.
Supervising.
That's what my wife is.
Huh?
Yep. That's what my wife is.
Yeah.
My wife is an LPN.
It's right to the limit. I finally got my dream job of working in a psych center, and it didn't work out so well because of all my health issues. I recently had to apply for retirement. So disability retirement. So I'm like, all right, so what's going to happen next? And that kind of brings me to a question that I have about, you mentioned RSOs. Now, please refresh my memory because sometimes things get a little kooky up there.
I know where you're coming from.
Yeah. Like, I know that they're like, they go under the tongue. It's like a tincture, right?
Yeah, an RSO is a full spectrum extract, a full extract cannabis oil. So it's made usually with ethanol extraction, and then you evaporate off the ethanol, and the oil that remains is your RSO. So you can take RSO just like an edible, like in a capsule form or something of that nature. But if you're like Hippie and you don't respond to edibles or you're not able to metabolize them properly, then you can look at putting the RSO directly under the tongue and getting the absorption sublingually so you can bypass the stomach and the liver.
See, I like the edibles. They taste yummy.
RSO.
RSO doesn't taste very yummy, but it works very well.
Well, okay. We tried making, we made weed butter last year, stuff like that. It was pretty cool because I was able to like actually make stuff. I made these cookies. You couldn't even tell. They were so delicious. They were what? White chip chocolate with cranberries and walnuts. You couldn't tell anything. Oh, it was so yummy.
Me personally, I like that little bit of a weedy background in my can of butter. You know, when you eat the cookie, I like just that little bit on the side of your tongue, right, where you can taste just a hint of the weed. It's nice.
Well, all the ones that I've ever tried from everybody had like just so much of a weedy flavor, and my thing was I didn't want that to like slam me. I wanted to taste all the ingredients, so that kind of. But then other ones that I've made. It's been pretty good. So it's going to be neat this year to tweak all of that and get that like perfect flavor.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, cannabis can be infused into so many things anymore. And if you run, like when you make canna butter, you're using usually plant material, right? Leaf and shake and trim and things like that. So you get a more weedy flavor. But if you start to make your canna butter from rosin or distillate or something of that nature, then it would be completely indistinguishable for the most part in recipes. So you'd have the kick without any of the indication that it was actually infused. Or
Yeah,
just the slightest hint, right?
That scares me. Like, if you can't taste it, be roofing people all over the place.
Right, but I guess with cannabis, it can't do too much harm unless it's a really high dose. But I just want to say hi to Katie. She's with us today in the chat. Jamie, how's everybody out there today?
Yeah, my wife got roofied at the 420 festival that we went to this year. She's not one for smoking very much, you know. She doesn't really partake at all. And so she went to go get herself a drink from a drink station, and she did not recognize the fact that it was infused. And I didn't know. You know, she went off on her own and bought a drink. She came back and she's like, "Here, have the rest of this." I was like, "All right." And I drank the rest of it. But she drank 3/4 of it, and at the end of the festival, well, halfway through the festival, but we were just about done, I had to pick her up off the ground where she was laying head into somebody's tent. They were trying to sell stuff, and she was on the ground, and Curly Kel was like, "See ya, bye." And I was like, "Great, now I got to carry this sloppy ass all the way back to the car, 6 miles. With all of our luggage, and she's one that packs like 6 bags, and you know, we got luggage for the day, even though we were only going to be there 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
You know, so I was devastated, and then I had to drive home because she was too high to drive home. Oh, one freaking infused drink.
Wow, that's horrible.
Yeah. We got some questions over here, I think, in the chat, Dr. High. Can you read them?
Well, Lori says that she wants someone to make her butter, but she says, "Can't I just grind it up and put it in my brownie mix?" And the answer to that is no, because you're not activating the THC. So when you grind it up and put it in a brownie mix, you're not going through the process of decarboxylation, which removes the A from the THCA molecule and makes it THC. And the THCA can't be metabolized to give you a psychoactive effect. So you do have to make the butter, but the butter is super easy to make.
And our friend Martin is joining us all the way from Nigeria. Welcome in, Martin.
How you doing, Martin?
Or good evening to you.
Yeah, can of butter is really easy to make. You just use a double boiler. You put in your pound of butter. You determine how strong you want to make that butter. If you assume that your cannabis is 20%, then you'd go from there, right? And you'd figure out how much weed to put in the butter, let it go in the double boiler for 45 minutes or so, and then strain it out through cheesecloth. And then you have the butter left. It's really easy to do. And then once you make the butter, you can put it on anything.
Toast.
Yeah, you can put it on toast. You can put it on anything.
Give you a little lift in the morning.
Yeah.
I wish it would fucking work for me, because I think I would enjoy a piece of toast in the morning or a couple, like 6 or 7 slices of toast in the morning with some can of butter on it and a cup of coffee. And I think that would get my day going wonderfully. But damn shit, I'm so jealous. I'm jealous.
Jelly.
It's really good.
Yeah.
You know, there's a machine out there too that you can buy, a magical butter machine that can do all that for you too. All your infusion and everything. So you just kind of put all your ingredients in and forget about it. And your girlfriend has a magical butter machine?
Well, it's a thing that you put in and you like stuff up to 2 ounces in there and it will infuse anything.
Oh, so that's probably the Levo.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the names of them, but I know the magic butter machine. We watched we watched it like 7 times because we're like, no way. So that thing is great.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you just set it and let it go, and it takes care of everything for you. And you can use those to make, creams and lotions and all kinds of things.
Lori is asking if she can use the decarbonized stuff from out of her dry herb vaporizer. I think that's a no, right? That's a no.
Well, she could use what's inside the vaporizer, but the thing is, by the time it turns brown in your vape, right, in your dry herb vape, you've stripped it of most of the cannabinoids already. So you'd really have to have like a good volume of that material
6 pounds
in order to, you'd have to have so much of it that it just wouldn't make sense.
6 pounds per cookie.
To do it in the oven. You set it low, slow and low.
Yeah,
and
you
then
can decarb your weed.
Pop it out.
Absolutely.
And that's the beautiful thing about cultivation, right? Because we all know that when you cultivate plants, all the harvest isn't equal. Different buds in different locations of the plant are better than other buds, right? You have all your top buds at the end of your branches are usually good because they've gotten the light. But then you have more stuff that's on the inside of the plant that doesn't quite measure up to the same standards. So you keep all your good bud to smoke, and all the rest of that plant you can use to infuse into butter, into oil. You can use it to squeeze rosin. You can turn it into bubble hash and then take the rosin from it. So there's so many ways that you can utilize that. Like the really only thing you need to throw away from your plant are the sun leaves and the stalk. You know what I mean? That's pretty much, you can utilize all the rest of it to some way or another. And even the leaves, you can eat them in a salad. You know, they're highly nutritious. So
the roots, my daughter makes these grapevine wreaths. We used to make them all the time. So we're gonna make this arbor for the house and to grow like rose bushes and stuff on. Well, the roots from our plants this year, I like stripped them and took all of them and wrapped them into tiny little like circles and then attached them to the grapevines. So it makes this big thing that's going to be like such a crazy centerpiece in my garden. But utilizing it, I don't have to go out and use, whatever. I like using nature for nature. If I can, on my plant, and some of the sticks, I thought about incorporating them because you can weave them in and just, I don't know, my mind is blown with all the different, because I saw the roots after he yanked one of our plants. And it was like this big, huge light bulb and firecrackers lit the sky, and the audience went silent, cheered. Because it was the answer to what I was looking for.
So you had the crowd going wild over that.
The audience went wild.
No, but that's pretty cool to find uses for that.
What's that?
It's kind of neat to find uses for the roots like that because there's so much of them, right? The massive root that comes with those plants, especially outdoors, is unbelievable. You have as much root under the ground as you have plant above.
Oh yeah, it's amazing because like he started ripping it up and we're like watching the earth just move like a cartoon. Bugs Bunny's gonna pop out of it, It was awesome.
Yeah. No, your plants look good. The pictures I saw, Garrett sent to me to have a look at. Was that this year's work?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I'm just going to pull them up so I can be looking at them again.
Yeah.
Can you share them so everybody can see or no?
Garrett probably can.
Why not?
I wouldn't know how.
He's down there saying
but they look. Garrett says no.
He's a buddy.
No.
Yeah, he can download them right from Messenger and then pop them right up.
Yeah, just share the screen.
But they look healthy. I'm seeing sativa.
Yep. It's funny when they're growing, we're walking down the line and we're picking, all the yucky leaves off. I'm like, sativa, stay away from that one, indica. And as they were like progressing and growing, now that they're drying,
6. Yeah.
There's some of them, like there's this one we have to be aware of because it like puts us right in the dirt, so to speak.
Yeah.
Red hair, it's like orangey hairs and it's real tight. But it was nice to grow this way because when you really don't know what strain you're growing, it's a potluck. But then when you mix them all together and they're all hanging out in the bag, they all like become communal. And I feel the flavor is so much better because it's something that seems a little different with each time you grind it up. Because you don't know what combination is going to end up in there. I mean, you kind of do. You can pick through the bag, but it's nice.
Yeah, like you recognize the difference in the bud, but I've always been a fan of mixing weeds.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for years and years and years. All the time. I like to smoke like the straight strain occasionally, but then I'll mix them together too, all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, salads are awesome.
No, not me. That's not my thing. Like when I'm eating dinner, I eat all the pork chops first, then I go over to the vegetables, then I go over to the taters. I finish a bag, I move on to the next bag, I move on to the next bag, whatever it is. I can't do that shit mixing it together.
You don't mix your peas and potatoes.
No. They can't even touch each other. It makes me nuts. I like separate them. Mississippi.
Dividers on your plate.
No, I don't have the dividers. I've grown out of that. But
my girlfriend has the divider.
I wouldn't be against the dividers. That's for sure.
Right.
I would prefer the dividers, but Mississippi won't allow them in the house now that the children have grown.
That's not right.
Adults. Yeah, we have to eat like adults now. Glass.
No.
Oh boy.
Craziness.
Fork.
Craziness. Pizza with a fork and a knife. Yeah, my pinky out now. The kids are gone.
When did you harvest, Elena?
We harvested October 1st, November 1st, right in that area. We let them go as long as we could. So they've been up for about 3 weeks.
So right now you're just kind of finished your dry and starting to cure?
Yep, we're gonna take care of all that today. Today's cure day. So we got some out there. It's ridiculous.
What technique do you like to use when you're curing?
Well, we got some of these bags, those grow bags, and they we got 2 of them, the poundy ones, and they've been really good. You throw them in there and you sort of, so to speak, because they maintain the humidity. We still threw a thing in there just so we could check it ourselves. But that's pretty much it. I do have jars. We do use jars because I have a plethora of them. But that's really it.
Well, that's kind of like your long-term storage anyway, right? Like you'll cure in the bags for the next month or so, and then into jars, and once it's in jars, it continues to cure for. I mean, I've had weeds that I've held on to for 2-3 years in glass jars, into the right storage. So,
hey, what?
Oh yeah, when you have enough of it, you don't get through it the same way.
Every freaking week.
I mean, I guess if I notice that happening, I doubt it because Frankie smokes a lot. But if that does happen, then it's like, all right, I'm gonna make some bacon.
My man Frankie.
That's it.
Best person ever.
Oh no, but you got a nice harvest here. From what I'm seeing, you're going to be set for a little period of time.
Yeah, you'll make it through the winter. It looks like.
Well, my whole goal was we had an unfortunate incident happen last year. Somebody stole some of our jars. So when we grew it last year, it was I can't wait to have weed for my birthday, my own grown for my birthday. Well, it happened before then. They got stolen. So I didn't have my own weed for my birthday. This year, he's been warned. I got to have my own. So
nobody's being invited to the party, obviously, because the jars need to stay.
Right. Well, those we don't associate with that company any longer. So
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, no. So we've had a lot of issues with that in our lives. Trusting the wrong people, because I don't know, some people you just can't read. You can have all the sense abilities in the whole entire world, but there are just some people you can't read, and that's what happened to us. We've both been duped. So that's the reason why we live in a very rural area with no friends, because whoever we let in is going to come in, and that's it.
Well, some people are just shysty, you know what I mean? It's not your fault. Like, we should be able to trust the people in our lives, right? And when they do something that breaks that trust, then that's on them, right? It's not on us for being trusting, because that's what we want to be as human beings. We want to have that kind of connection with other people, right? And it's them who are in the wrong, the people who betray that trust.
Right.
Right now, I'm enjoying the the casual quickness of the run-ins I have with people. Like you go to the grocery store, you have a little conversation about whatever garbage is in your truck, in your cart, and you move on. Oh, that lady was so nice. Oh, she gave me her basket. Oh, great. Okay, that's great. But
see, that was funny when you said whatever garbage was in your truck. It reminded me of something I witnessed this morning. Behind us, they're doing renovations at one of the stores. So they have a big bin outside, right? I see a guy pull up in a pickup truck this morning. One of these guys that goes around and picks the garbage, right? Takes out the metal and all that for recycling. Well, he had a truck full of crap. He pulled right up to that dumpster and emptied his whole truck into that thing. Probably saved himself like $300 in dump fees. But when you're saying garbage in your truck, I'm thinking that guy was garbage. That's the kind of guy that you don't want in your house, you know? Shiesty guy.
Sometimes I misspeak because the stupid stroke mixes my words up, but it's okay. So, in the car, whatever.
Can you tell us a bit about your experience with with having a stroke and what that was like for you, and then how it happened and kind of what was the immediate aftermath of that?
Okay, yeah, I can, absolutely. So, about January, I wasn't feeling good. I thought I had a pinched nerve. Went out of work, went to a chiropractor. They told me to go to a chiropractor. Okay, so I go, and it's not helping. I still have numbness in my arm, it's not right. So then January goes through, and I was at the chiropractor, and I said, when I said this wasn't happening, they said, you need to go to the ER. Yeah, whatever. So I call my doctor. We're on our way to my doctor's office. I get there, she looks at me and says, go over to the ER. So they wheeled me, like right next to the building is where the ER was. Okay. I got in there, they hooked me up, did all this crap, and said that I had multiple TIAs, and there it began. That was on February 1st. I was in the hospital for 2 days.
You were unaware that this was occurring to you? Like you were feeling some sort of thing, but you didn't realize that that's what was actually going on.
No, I was at work passing pills. My hands kind of go numb. So I thought, oh, maybe I pinched something because there's no way I'm going to have a stroke. So, and it wasn't, I didn't have like the typical fast symptoms, it was different, very different. So we went, I had so many batteries of tests. I had neurology, and they found all this stuff. Well, they found the reason for all this was I had an endorectomy, which is where they go in and they take all this stuff out of your artery. This one was 100% occluded. This side was 75% occluded, and we had to they had to do surgery. So they fixed this one. They put me on Eliquis, Lipitor, but I had no elevated, my cholesterol wasn't elevated. So it was like, okay, why is this happening? So I also have another underlying issue, which is like thrombocythemia. I have lowered platelets because I don't have a spleen, or no, high platelets because I don't have a spleen. So I have to take medicine to lower my platelets to keep me in check. So they said everything that worked together caused me to have these things. Other surgeries in the past were because of the blood disorder. Jake 6-2 is also what it's called or something. But the stroke was horrible. He was there the whole time with me. The whole time. He refused to leave. He looked at the doctor, said, So it was awesome. He snuck me in a pen.
Now, were you a cannabis user all your life? I mean, right from being a teenager, or?
Yeah, I started smoking the first time I ever smoked pot. I went to this party. I was 16 years old. My parents were like, "You need to be home by 12," and I'm like, "Okay." So I went out, and we went to this party. Me and my girlfriend from high school, and she's like, "Here, you gotta try this." And I was hanging out with my friends, and I'm looking around. I'm like, "Okay." So I go to Toget, and I was just like, "Whoa." So amongst the many drinks that I had that night, it was pretty fuzzy the next day, but I remembered that I really liked that. So, and that was the beginning of it all. It was kind of cool. I got my brother to smoke pot. Now he doesn't. He's all a big nature, but whatever. Okay.
Well, we got to run a commercial, guys. So I want to thank you so much for being here. We'll be right back. You're hanging on the Cannabis Chronicles with Da.Hippie and Doktor High on CBG TV, Facebook, and Elena, absolutely. Live 365 and tune in. Run it. Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. If you need some kick-ass puppets, contact Forge at 1-636-234-1535. He has all your puppet needs. He can fix puppets, build puppets, custom-made puppets. He has puppets off the rack for cheap prices. Contact Forge today at 1-636-234-1535 or on TikTok or Facebook at Badger Heart Puppetry. He also makes LARPing items too.
Are you in the Ellensville or Middletown, New York area? Revamp your space with Collins Paints Ltd. Ugly walls? Let Collins Paints Ltd. add a splash of color to your world. Collins Painting is a veteran-owned and operated business. They can transform your space to whatever your heart desires. Say goodbye to the boring beige and hello to possibilities of bright and vibrant colors. The Collins Painting team are a group of skilled professional painters who will turn your vision into reality. Call Collins Paint Ltd. today to get a fast and easy quote. Available Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call them at 845-869-8176.
Hey, Mrs. Hippie, why don't we take a ride to Dauphin, PA today?
Dauphin? What's in Dauphin?
Bella's Badass Crystals.
Oh, but I thought you hang out with them on Facebook and on TikTok.
That's only on Mondays, Tuesdays, Saturdays, Sundays. Today I want to go there and pick up all my great finds.
That sounds like a great road trip. That's Bella's Badass Crystals on TikTok and Facebook, but you can also find them on the top of the mountain in Dauphin, PA.
They are badass.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Are you looking to have some crocheted made by hand stuff like your Grammy used to do for you? Then you need to check out You Have Me Hooked 23 on Etsy and TikTok. Vern can do what you need. She crochets hats, she crochets animals, everything, anything you may need. She also makes vinyl stickers, banners for your business. Anything that you might want that she can do, she can definitely do it for you. Want an I Hate My Ex sticker? She's got you covered. Anything, and I mean anything that you may need. She has cheap and reasonable prices. Check her out. You Have Me Hooked 23 on Etsy and TikTok.
WTHC, good afternoon and good morning to you guys over there on the West Coast. I want to thank you all for being here. Don't forget, head on over to Tailored Herbs and Concentrates. Today's strain of the day is Blicky number 4. Go on in and tell them Blicky number 4, and you're getting a free pre-roll courtesy of Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
We like free pre-rolls.
Church. Head on over. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Elena, thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
Absolutely. So go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, it's all right. You better go or you'll forget.
No, I already forgot. So it was good that you said something.
The hippie suffers short-term memory loss that may or may not be associated to the medicine he takes.
It's my TBI from my severe car accident that has affected my short memory loss.
There we go. So when you were undergoing your treatment for cancer, did you discuss cannabis with your doctor?
I did. It's not going to do anything. I was like, okay, well, I do smoke. And they're like, well, you probably shouldn't. So it's like, okay. So then I just recently went to the doctor, and I have like peripheral neuropathy, I guess they say. So my feet always hurt, tingle. Sometimes they're cold. They look like shit. So they were going to put me on gabapentin. Yeah. Now, I'm a nurse. I know what gabapentin is. I know what gabapentin does to people. And I don't appreciate having a flat affect. So I talked to my other doctor, my primary doctor. I got to the office and I said, because I said something too when I was at the pain clinic. It was the pain person I talked to. I said, what about cannabis, THC, CBD? I said, do you think any of these things would help? She says, no. I was like, oh, really? Okay. So said whatever. So that now I'm in this position where I'm supposed to at least give this medicine a good old college shot. And I also am already smoking pot or taking in whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like, what do I do? Because I'm stuck in a position. You know, I've asked this stuff. I even asked my primary. I said, no, try to gabapentin. And then when I looked up, because I just looked it all up, and they said that you're not supposed to mix any, what was it? You can't mix drugs with gabapentin. Okay. Now I understand, or to whatever the technical term was, but I'm like, okay, so drugs, well, marijuana is not a drug. And two, I ain't doing all that other stuff. So it's like, why wouldn't I try to explore this a little bit more and talk to you about what to use and how to avoid all that rotten gabapentin stuff. You know, I have all these pains in my back and just everything. And
you came to the right place.
Nobody wants to give me any pills. And it's like, okay, I understand you want to give me pills. You don't want me to be some kind of freaking oxy head in a freaking ditch, you know, that's fine. I get it. But I just need some kind of relief, because some days I can't even get out of bed, or when I do, it is so gingerly, it's not even funny. You'd swear Fred is over there waiting for me. So it's like ridiculous. But I need help.
Are there any of those meds that you've been able to kind of get away from with the use of cannabis, or have you still been required to continue their usage and just supplement with cannabis to?
What it sounds like is she is having a hard time because every doctor she goes to is telling her not to use marijuana, that marijuana is not the way to go. They want her to follow the old generic way, but I feel as though, you know, like, even if you have to follow their rules, go for it. I mean, it's not going to hurt. I mean, that's up to you, but there's other, I mean, I'm never going to see, like, I'm not a doctor or anything, you know, but
you're close though, hippie. You're close and getting closer every day.
Right. But I would say, like, I would definitely look into an RSO. If you need me, I will be happy to boof it for you.
Hippie's obsessed with the boofing.
Well, yeah.
That's all right. Whoop is cool. That's how you get drugs into the country. Just kidding.
I've been boofing for years. It's just called it keistering.
Just now you're out of the closet about it.
Right. We called it keistering back in the day. Now it's
that's right.
Anyway.
You got the key to the keister? Yes, I do.
Now the doctor. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Dr. High, because I was just gonna, make a joke about, teaching her about RSO, because RSO, I feel like RSO is the way you want to go. But I let him explain the rest because, he knows more about it than I do.
Well, it could be really good for the pain for sure, because it's quite a strong preparation, right? And that would be a pretty good use of the plant material that's subpar for actually smoking, right? So anything that you would use to make your edibles, your trim, things like that, you can use to make your RSO. And it's a very, very simple process to.
Can I interrupt though for a second?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. If I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, I'm high, But if I remember correctly, RSO is basically in a indica form, though, right? It doesn't come as a sativa. Is that true? Or
Well,
is that
you could make RSO out of either.
Oh, okay.
But from some of the guests we've spoken with, Dr. Harris, Chardell, and these are people who have quite a bit of experience with RSO.
Shout out to both of them.
Yeah, they believe that the indicas are really better from a medicinal standpoint. You know, that indica is more effective as a form of pain relief type medicine, especially for pain relief, for anxiety, because the sativas can tend to increase anxiety, not too high in THC. But I wanted to get back to the doctor.
Can handle it, so you know they can. If she can handle a sativa, I can't. So
well, that's it, right? Some tolerate it well, some don't.
Right.
You know, so.
Hey, I'll
the doctors you were talking to about cannabis use, were any of them doctors that actually prescribe cannabis, or were these your regular physicians who you were seeing in the course of treatment and then just decided to approach the conversation about cannabis with them?
Well, see, it took me a long time to get up enough courage to be able to even say anything about smoking pot, because I'm from old days. You know, you didn't tell people you smoke pot because they'll check that little box on the drug thing, and it's like, I don't want to be checking me for drugs now.
Well, especially as you were a professional.
Yeah, especially being an LPN. Yeah, but nowadays, sweetie, we have to do it because that's the only way we're going to let them know. So yeah, make sure you tell everybody to make sure to let your doctor know. Tell your doctor you're a pot smoker.
Yeah.
I started telling them all. Yeah.
If they don't support you, then you write a review and you leave them and you move on to somebody who does, because that's
Well, see, that's where I'm at right now, because you said something about you had sent me a link for VeraHeal. So it's like, okay, I can go that route because I'm about sick of going to like 17 different doctors on 17 different days and forgetting to put.
At VeraHeal, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. At VeraHeal, they're just going to give you your card, and even when you go to your marijuana doctor, and no offense, Dr. Harris, I mean, but he's not going to get into your into all of your past medical. I mean, he's going to just say you qualify for this card, you know, but because of what you have, you're still going to need to take care of your primary care with your primary care physician. But I suggest you find somebody who agrees with the future and not is stuck in the past. You know what I mean?
I have to find that one. And it's like, I did see my primary and she's like, oh, no, just try it. If you don't like it, whatever, for the gabby patent. And then it was like all the other ones, 5 different people I mentioned this to. And I told my physical therapy people. And still, you know, they're just like, nah. It's like, okay, so I'm really forward thinking. What's going on?
Yeah, it's going to be a battle for us, but it's time for us to make that battle. And every time somebody steps up and says, you know, no, I am a marijuana user. I have the card. I am medically allowed to have it. You need to either take care of me or I'll find somebody else. Right. Go ahead, Dr. High. I know you had something you wanted to say. I apologize.
Well, I'm just looking right now for Elena.
Yes.
And there is a registry in New York State that's broken down by area, right? Like Albany or wherever you're from, of doctors who are certifying practitioners who will certify you for cannabis in New York State, and that's from the Department of Health, where that list is generated. Now, like Hippie was saying with Dr. Harris, and it's true, the medical cannabis doctors won't be able to address all of your conditions, right? You'll still need to work with primary care physician.
I'm very lucky. Dr. Harris was a ER, you know, ER doctor prior to becoming a cannabis doctor. And a lot of these doctors are probably coming from areas that they were expertises in prior. But, but Very Heal is like, I feel like they're not, and no offense, Very Heal, I love you. But, like I would feel like I would want to go see a real doctor. Very Heal is kind of like over the computer. You kind of meet some guy. I don't know. I feel like I would rather have my own primary marijuana doctor, who I talk to on a regular.
Oh, I agree. That's why I brought it up, because I didn't know. Commercial.
Oh,
yeah, we got to do
time for our Zen moment of the day.
Yeah, hi, Zen.
Lori, keep your eyes peeled.
Lori, are you awake?
What county are you in, Elena?
Shenango.
Shenango.
Oh.
Yep, but I don't mind traveling to Otsego.
I'm not saying anything bad about Very Heal, but when I went to, the 420 festivals, I had some shady people come tap me on the shoulder. They're like, "Are you a medical patient?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah." And they said, "If you want your card next year, I can do it for $60." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I'll stay with my friend Dr. Harris, but thank you." And I continued on my way. But I feel like Very Heal is just somebody that has the ability to give cards, and they're just doing it, But I don't know. I've never done any research on them.
I prefer not to do stuff on the computer because I get too frustrated using the computer. So I don't like to.
Me too. I'm not into that Zoom shit and all that. Yeah. I'm not saying anything bad about Very Heal. They may be very legitimate and very, very great people. They've helped a lot of people. Yeah.
Patience.
Right. Zen moment of the day. I need to zen out here. Let's do it.
Yep.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that shit in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. Ay, what you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that shit in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. She say that I'm cool. I'm like, yeah, that's true. I believe in G-O-D, don't believe in T-H-O-T. She keep playing me dumb, I'm a player for fun. Y'all don't really know my mental, let me give you the picture like stencil. Falling out in a drought, no flow rain wasn't pouring down. See, that pain was all around, see my mode was kinda lounge. Didn't know which way to turn, flow was cool but I still felt burned. Energy up, you can feel my surge, I'ma kill everything like this purge.
Hello.
So much better now. Oof. Lori, fantastic job. Zen, great job, man. You even made Lori look good.
I love Zen's videos. I'm so glad that he's with us doing these on the daily with us,
Amazing. Yeah, I agree. I enjoy him.
Elena,
yes?
I found 5 doctors who are on the public list of consenting medical cannabis program practitioners in Shenango County. 2 in Norwich, 2 in Afton, and 1 in Rhinebeck.
What? One's right in my backyard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
You know, the thing
only
is,
thing is, Dr. High, are they still taking patients? Once they get to an abundance, they move, they say, hey, we're full.
Well, these are physicians who've consented to be listed as medical cannabis program practitioners. So they've consented to be in this registry for that purpose.
Okay.
So I guess they're interested in seeing patients and certifying them for a medical cannabis program.
There you go. There's one right in your backyard.
Definitely give
You're
that.
going to go there, and it's going to cost you. But this is how you're going to be able to get your RSO. I mean, I'm sure Dr. High could teach you, but I don't know if it's something that's feasible. Is it, Dr. High, to make your own RSO at home with what kind of device?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. You just got to do it outside.
Okay, so you got to do it outside.
You know what I mean? So if you got a little electric hot plate or an electric griddle or something like that, because basically what you're going to do is you're going to get Alcool or Everclear, the highest alcohol you can get in there, which I think is about 96% or 190 proof or whatever it is in the States.
Can you technically use moonshine or no?
If it's a high enough proof, see, the idea is to not have as, because basically when you use something like Everclear, it's ethanol and a little bit of distilled water, right? So it's not 100%. It's very difficult to source scientific grade ethanol, which can come at 99% grape ethanol for labs and things like that. But as an individual, you can't really get it. So you have to go to Everclear, which will be, I think, 94 or 96%. And basically, you'll take your cannabis and put it into a good sized mason jar so that you can virtually fill the jar to 3/4 full with cannabis. And then you will pour in the Everclear until that jar is full. And then basically you'll agitate the jar for 3 or 4 minutes.
Put the lid on first.
Yeah, with the lid on. Yes, with the lid on.
Okay.
Shake, shake. And then you'll take the lid off and you'll cover the neck of the mason jar with cheesecloth. So that you can pour out the liquid and not pour out any plant material. And when you pour it out, you'll find that you'll have a golden liquid because you've taken all the medical, all the trichome and all the cannabinoids and terpenes and everything from the plant during that shaking process. You'll put it into a small pot, and then over low heat, you evaporate off the alcohol. That's why you have to do it outside, so you don't build up a concentration of alcohol in the house.
Oh yeah. And
you'll evaporate that off at low temperature, and you'll end up with a very thick oil at the bottom of the pan. So when all the alcohol is gone, all that'll be left is a cannabis oil. And it'll be at the bottom of the pan in a layer. You'll just simply take the pan and tilt it to one side and use a silicone spatula to bring the oil all into one part of the pan so it's nice and thick there. And you can use 1 ml
of and then you can freeze it and stick it right in your bunghole.
Well, you can do that, yeah, but really you can use 1 milliliter oral syringes. So the oral syringes don't have a needle, right? They're just meant for taking medicine. And while the oil is still warm, you can draw it up inside these 1 milliliter syringes, and then just simply store it in the fridge. Throw them all into a baggie, and store them in the fridge, and then go from there. Very, very simple. And if you do want to do that at some point, just reach out to me, and I'll go over it step by step with you.
We'll do it in the backyard
again, because I don't imagine you'll remember it all just from this quick conversation. But
but we can do it live right here. We'll do it in the backyard. I mean,
we could if they wanted to. Yeah, absolutely. If
you wanted to do
but it's really simple to do.
Out of it, yeah.
And seeing as you already have the most difficult part to obtain, which is the plant material, the rest will be very easily.
I got like 4-gallon bags of this plant material you speak of.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. I wanted everybody to see like 2 of them.
Yeah,
I
so,
got a
so
question.
if you think about, I was going to say, if you think about taking 1 ounce of cannabis and extracting that 1 ounce into RSO, you'll most likely get back somewhere in the neighborhood of 5, 6, 7 grams of RSO from 1 ounce.
Okay.
Yeah. So it should last you for a while, right? And then
But
you
then if you're
basically
going to go
start
on a regimen, you should be on a regimen, right? What kind of a regimen should she start off on, or is there can
well,
you just
well
start off on
there
a
are
regular?
different ways to look at it, right? Because if you're actively battling cancer, the regimen for RSO is 90 grams in total. So you're basically, I'm sorry, 60 grams in total. You use your first month
90
to
grams.
build up your tolerance, right? You start off with a grain of rice, then you slowly increase to build up your tolerance. And then for the second month, you're supposed to take a full gram daily for the next 2 months. So it's pretty intense. And that's if you're actively battling cancer. But if you're a cancer survivor, then you may wish to look at it more along the lines of a maintenance dose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe 50 milligrams a day, which would mean 1 syringe would do you for 20 days, basically.
Yeah.
So for every gram, yeah.
And we've heard nothing but miracles about it.
Yeah.
We don't guarantee anything, but I pray and I hope that it helps in any way. You know that.
Definitely, because it's it's like the next step. This ain't working, that ain't working. Here we go. And now I'm proud about smoking pot.
Well,
so,
a battle.
You're talking about.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, Elena's talking about having neuropathy and having difficulty getting out of bed. Does any of these conditions affect your sleep?
Oh yeah, I sleep like crap. I take a sleep medication, of course. But I haven't taken it in a while because I'm just like, no, I am tired of taking it. I take a fistful every day. I'm like, can we get rid of some of these? I've tried to. I'd like to get rid of the Lexapro. But
that's my favorite.
When you use edibles, they're effective on you. You feel edibles, right? You get high from them.
Oh golly, yes. Yeah, there was this one time. Funny story. There was this one time we found these 1,200 milligram edibles at this habanero. So we go in, right? We take them. They're watermelon strips, 1,200 milligrams. I go to take like a half a strip because I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna affect us. Holy Hannah, bam! I of course ate 3 of them because I'm like, they're just edibles. Well, this shit threw us through a loop. Then I found there's a difference between a lot of the edibles that they're making out there. Some of them are sugar coated with ingredients, and some of them actually are infused with ingredients. So it's like if you get a shit one, that's usually the ones that just have the crystals on the outside, but the other ones have it like inside and the crystals. It's weird. They were cake ones, I think. Oh no! I don't even know the brand. Cake wasn't the one. I don't want to get them mad at me.
Well, that's the thing. It's a bit of the Wild West right now in the States, right? So you don't know who's an ethical producer and who isn't. So really, anything that you can buy, Elena, pretty much anything you can buy or are interested in consuming, we can help you learn how to make it at home. So that you control the ingredients, you control the strength, you understand the dosing amounts, so that you can really kind of dial it in for yourself, right? To find where your sweet spot is. Maybe your sweet spot is 30 milligrams in a dose. Maybe it's 100. Everybody's different, so we can't say in a conversation what works for you, right? But the thing is that when you make it at home and you're producing your own starting material, so from there the rest is really quite easy, and the expense has been removed for the most part for you. But gummies, really easy to make, like so easy, it's unbelievable.
I got everything to make them because last year we expected a better crop. Last year was very sparse, but this year is more better.
Yeah, like gummies are really easy to make. You can do it with Jello mix.
Yeah,
and additional gelatin. Like, it's really that simple. You just have to be able to take your cannabis and infuse it into a grapeseed oil or an MCT oil or something of that nature that you can then incorporate into the mix. Go ahead, Hippie.
Well, I'm just going to say we got to run a commercial and a 420 song, and we never ran a 420 song the last time.
That's what I was thinking. When I looked at the clock and it was 12:32, and I thought, did we run a 420 song?
At 35, I looked and I was like, we never ran a 420 song. Bastard, this guy's on
That's
his way
because we're having too much fun with Elena.
He's on his way out, though. This beaner.
love this. You guys are awesome.
Well, thank you so much.
It's great speaking with you.
Absolutely.
And we'll get into some more things here after the commercial.
I want to jump into something really quick before commercial. You know, part of healing is positivity, and you seem like a very happy-go-lucky, positive person. On the outside right now, I know that sometimes I'm sure things get, but just try to always keep that positive vibe about you, and that's going to help you cure yourself as well. You know, you can keep that smile and keep moving forward, you know, never straight, because we always want to be high, but forward is a good way to go. You know?
Yep. Mantra is get up, show up.
Right.
As long as you do that, you can get through it.
Right. You got to be positive about it. You got to say, this is it. This is no big deal. I'm going to beat this shit.
What's next? What's next? Come on, hit me. Hit me. Oh, crap. Okay.
Right. Let's do this shit. All right.
Yeah.
Run it, Beaner.
No.
Have you ever pondered cannabis beyond the haze? Would you like to know more about this incredible plant? Dive into DrHigh.com. Unlock medical wonders, master home-based crafts, and debunk myths. Do you support our mission? Shop Dr. High AI Haze on Etsy for cannabis-themed clothing, mugs, and digital downloads using original AI cannabis art. Hell, we might even have some psychedelic mushroom items there too. We also have 25 books on cannabis and specific medical conditions available at Dr. High on Amazon.com. DrHigh.com, cannabis information, education, and advocacy.
Announcing CBGTV's Bud Break book. Get your copy now. Detailed strain reviews. Every purchase supports the ongoing efforts of CBGTV. Available from Amazon and at cbgtv.com or scan the QR code.
Say bye-bye to bottled water. Holistic Health Water has certified medical-grade water ionizers that make 7 types of water, including healthy alkaline. There's a 5-micron filter that lasts up to a year, and each machine lasts 25 to 30 years. Simply attach to your faucet or install under your sink. Even get a mineral spa unit for your shower. Go to ownyourwater.org to get a free ebook. Plus, pay for any machine in full and get an extra filter free. Change your water and change your life. Ownyourwater.org.
Discover the natural path to wellness at Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
Herbs?
With a passion for holistic health, we are your trusted source for premium herbs and concentrates.
Wait a minute, do they have weed?
Our dedicated team is here to guide you on your wellness journey. Open 7 days a week, 10 to 10, ensuring you have access to what you need when you need it most. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates is located
Their pot
2941 Highway 11, Burnt Church, New Brunswick, Canada. If you need assistance anytime,
need assistance. I need weed.
Just call 506-871-4299. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
Where all the potheads go.
Welcome back. You're on the Cannabis Chronicles.
Just call 506.
I'm the and that is Dr. High, and our friend Elena has joined us. I got a couple things I need to say. First things first, get over there to CBG TV and buy the damn book. You heard them. They said that you need to buy the book to help support them. So come on, get over there and buy the book. Tell them about the book real quick, Dr. High.
Oh, Bud Break.
Yeah, Green Irene.
That book's written by Green Irene, and she has personally evaluated 1,400 different cannabis strains, analyzed them, broken them down, and that's what that book is about.
And it's the
breakdown of various cannabis strains, their potential medical benefits, terpenes, and all those sort of things. So Martin says he doesn't need assistance. He needs weed.
I don't need assistance. I need weed. That brings up my next topic, which is tailored herbs and concentrates. Guys, today's strain of the day is Blicky number 4. Blicky number 4. Go on into tailored herbs and concentrates if you're up in that Burnt Church, New Brunswick, Canada area. Say Blicky number 4, and you're getting a free pre-roll. But not only that, but today I got video footage or picture sent to me. I don't remember if it was a video or if it was photos, but they have Christmas ornaments for sale up there now that are just loaded with different types of medicine. So yeah, you can buy like a Christmas ornament. It's like a clear see-through one, but when you look in it, there's like 4 pre-rolls, a gram of hash, a bag of weed. There's some. It's beautiful, and they're like very affordable. I
gave those away last year.
Yeah, very cool and very affordable. So yeah, go on over to Tailored Herbs and Concentrates and check them out, man. They can say hi to Zoe or Pothead or Damien and tell them the hippie sent you. And don't forget Blicky number 4. Blicky number 4 is the strain of the day. Get your free pre-roll.
Yeah, I gave people those Christmas ornaments last year, just like that.
Oh,
Christmas ornaments with pre-rolls inside. Yep.
That was a genius idea. I think I might be doing that too. I'm not sure how my mother-in-law is going to handle it, but I'll just smoke it when she says, I don't want this shit. Hey, I gave you a gift. That's all I had to do.
Tell her, boof it, Mom. Boof it.
Well, I know I'm not getting it. No, we're not going there. No way.
You can make your cross ornaments made of joints for Christmas and put them on the tree.
This is the wrong mother-in-law for this kind of stuff. No way. She barely likes me. She barely likes me, let alone my gifts. So anyway, I do my best to just stay quiet and behave myself. And I got to go see him in a couple days for Thanksgiving. So we got to stop talking about her in case she's paying attention. I love you, Mom. Love you.
That's it.
Anyway, go ahead, Dr. High. You had a question before the commercial break.
Well, I just wanted to let Elena know that I sent all that 420 song.
Again. This guy, man, again.
We got to do it.
Let's do it. We got to
do it. Time for some musical entertainment.
Rendition of 420 songs. Mine are very.
Thank you for your gifts of clarity. Now let us uplift and bring righteousness to the table.
Very quiet.
Oh, hey. I didn't know you guys were still listening. Yeah. I gotta put it this whole time. I love to talk. People love when I talk. It's like Bugs Bunny. I don't want to shut up, but I'm going to shut up. Hope I talk about this. I'm going to shut up. There's a lot that goes on in my mind. I'm not remembering where I left something or what day my appointment's on. I wish that would filter through. Whatever. It's all good. It's always fun around here.
That's it.
You just never know what's going to happen, and I kind of like that, you know? I mean, I'm to the point where I just don't care anymore. Just let me know what's going on. And
what keeps life interesting? What keeps life interesting?
Oh, absolutely.
No one.
Well, yeah, it's what keeps you going, man. And like, I don't know. I know that I'm always going to run into somebody, whether it be I know them or not know them, and they're going to strike up a conversation with me. So it's like, who's going to say what to me today? What's going to happen? You know, or, you know, going, I don't know, just everywhere. It's just odd, you know. I like people, but I don't like people, if that makes any sense.
Right. I know what you mean.
I worked in nursing for so long that I love every single patient that I was given an honor to take care of. You know, I took care of everybody. I took care of vets. I took care of dementia. I took care of, you know, every single age group in psych. And people just interest me. You know, I love it.
No, it takes a special kind of person to do that work. I know, like, I hear the stories every day of my wife gets home from work, and I just think, how the hell do you do it? You know,
right?
She deals with a lot of dementia, like long-term care and dementia, and
that's what
game.
I did.
Tough game.
It's rewarding, annoying. It is every single emotion, but at the end of the day, you know you did a good job, and you have to tell yourself you did a good job because nobody else can tell you.
Well, that's it. And sometimes you actually save lives, which is really wild. You know?
I've been in some terrible, tragic situations at work, and just like looking at whatever, and just why? Why did this happen? Why did this happen? Why, you know? And it's, you run through all this stuff, and your mind is always going. It's always reeling, and if you actually stop and sit and think, I think that's why we never rest. Nurses never rest. We're like, okay, give me 1 second. And you're up buzzing around. And now, since I'm retiring, I'm actually learning what it's like to sit down and rest. Because I don't.
Right.
So it's hard. Ricky goes yelling at me, sit down, give it up, I'm like, okay. Then it's like, one more thing. But,
well, they say it's difficult to transition into retirement.
Yeah. It'll be interesting too. I don't know. One of the things I'd like to do is travel. I want to go somewhere for 2 weeks. I don't know where. I want to go for 2 weeks.
Go to Canada. We got lots of weed.
Yeah, Canada. I went to. I've never been to Canada. I've been to the falls, but I don't think that counts.
WTHC.
Not on the Buffalo side. Oh.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. We're hanging on the Cannabis Chronicles. It's the hippie here, and we got, of course, our friend Dr. High and our friend Elena, and we've been chatting about all sorts of stuff, weed oriented, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I have to move my microphone. Sorry. What's going on? Hi, how are you?
I'm good. You?
I'm high. I was dozing. Yeah, I was dozing off during that song. I'm like, holy shit. I was over here rubbing
it was a little slow paced for us.
No, I like this. I love the song. That's Elevated Roots. We had them on last night. They
were did you?
Oh yeah, they were our guests last night, and I freaking
nice.
That's a great song. I love it. It's called "Bringing the Love." It's a little bit of a love song, but it's got that you know that
yeah, it's got that reggae vibe. Absolutely.
Yeah, that reggae vibe. Absolutely. Yep. And they do that other one. They sing "Bankrupt." You know the one, "Bankrupt."
Yeah, that one I would probably recognize.
Yeah, "Bankrupt" that's what I thought he was gonna play, but he plays love songs. 420. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's fallen in love. Maybe he's fallen in love.
Feeling the heat, Elena?
Yeah, I get it. Exactly. It hits me sometimes. I have no idea when. Real life, kids.
It just comes when it comes.
Welcome to the world. Yep. Oh,
yeah. So we were talking a bit earlier about the RSO and that, and for you might find it beneficial, especially at nighttime, right? Yeah. Because if you smoke to help yourself get to sleep, the problem is that within a couple of hours that's worn off, right? And then you'll wake up and you'll feel the pain or whatever it is. With the RSO, you'll get that extended release through the course of the night. So you can smoke to get to sleep, but the RSO might help keep you asleep and allow you to get to that rest, because we heal when we sleep, right? That's when healing actually occurs, is during the sleep cycle. So, the more sleep you can get when you're dealing with different conditions, I mean, the better, right?
Oh, absolutely. I say rest is the best medicine.
Yeah,
well, that's it. And I sent Garrett that list of 5 doctors that are close to you, and he'll be sending to you in a private message those doctors, and perhaps, I mean, if they're like Dr. Harris is really interesting because not only does he prescribe cannabis, but he really studies it. You know what I mean? He pays a lot of attention to the science, to the things that are going on in the cannabis world when it comes to cannabis and medicine.
Teaching about it now himself.
That's right. And perhaps the doctors that you're seeing as a course of your regular treatment just don't have the proper insight into the potential of the plant to be able to advise you as to whether or not it could be beneficial for your particular situation. So perhaps by seeing a practitioner that specializes in cannabis medicine, they'll be able to give you a better idea of whether, it's actually good for you or not.
Right. Well, it's like every time I go to see these doctors, new doctors, or whatever, they're like the ancient doctors, the elders. And it's like, why? I understand you earn your stature in a doctor's way, but come on, there's only so much. Like I track doctors learning, and the younger ones that are coming in are a little more hip to try something, but I just haven't hit that hip one yet. So now it's time to go to, check out that list. And I'm okay with that. Screw you guys, I'm going home. So I will take it.
Mean, that's the thing. You see your normal doctors, but with a doctor like this who can advise you on a course of well-being that the other doctors don't understand,
right,
can just only help, right?
Yeah, that's it. It's regardless of anything, it's more knowledge. It's more knowledge. It's meeting other people in there. It's kind of like a next step of, hey, I'm tired of hanging out with the patients over here because they ain't doing shit. So now I'm going to go hang out with a whole bunch of new people. So that also aspect is, people that suffer with things, that are similar to mine. And I never thought I would be one of those patients. I've been a patient. I've been a nurse. I've been a patient. Boy, am I a horrible patient. But I am.
You expect quality of care that you would give to
There was somebody that wouldn't answer my bell one day, and I just got out of surgery. Oh, I was on morphine and all this stuff. I told them the bell rang, and they're like, "Can I help you?" And I'm like, "If you don't get this woman out of the bathroom, I'm going to go shit on her." So now, they were like, people came running in the room asking me if I was okay. You're not supposed to be out of bed. I'm like, I don't care. I have to go to the bathroom. So terrible, just terrible. And I don't want that. I don't want them. I don't want that because it makes you nuts.
Well, that's it, right?
More stuff that's more to earth. I'll go out and I like to garden. Oh boy, do I like to garden. I love flowers. I love vegetables. I love plants. So it's, only natural I would want these things. My aunt is an herbalist. She's spoken in front of the World Women's Health Organization a few times. Love this woman. And, I really haven't touched base with her about cannabis, but pretty sure she knows all about it.
Are there other changes you made, since being diagnosed and going through treatment and that, like as far as diet and things of that nature? Are there other herbal supplements and things like that you've used to have a better experience, a better quality of life?
Well, I take vitamins as far as the ones that the doctors maybe take. I don't take very many supplements as far as health supplements like vitamins. I take fistfuls of pills. So I get my B12, I get my B6, I get my iron, there's another one in there. And all of those kind of help with my blood work and stuff. So I have to please the hematologist, oncologist, and then I have to please myself. You know what I mean? So I have to look at I gotta make sure that I'm on point with everything. So It's hard. It's hard to sometimes remember it all, but we do pretty good. So.
Huh. It's very interesting.
It's all
Yeah,
about.
I can see that you love plants. Oh, go ahead, Hippie.
I was just saying, it's all about your quality of life, though. Just remember that, Don't let them tell you how you feel. If weed is helping you, then fuck them. That's what I say.
That's why I've been more vocal and seeking this route, because they're not helping. They're paid to help me. I gotta pay your stupid copay. You're paid to help me and you're not helping me. You just send me for another test. You send me another this. You send me here.
You on another pill to help you with the other pill that helps you with the other pill.
I mean, and you also
every test and every pill costs money and substantial money in the States.
Yeah, Alan Chris is out of control, man. My dad says there's Lipitor, or what is it? One of the ones up there in Canada. He gets his meds from up there sometimes because the ones down here are like $1 gazillion. So it's
We've actually talked about that on the show before. They used to do a bus from Plattsburgh, New York, into Canada, where they would bring busloads of seniors to a clinic that had a pharmacy attached to it just on the other side of the border, where the seniors would go in and see a doctor, and the doctor would just evaluate and rewrite them prescriptions that could be filled on the Canadian side. And these seniors were saving 90% of the cost of the drugs. I mean, a $500 prescription in the States is a $50 prescription in Canada. Right?
Like every time it takes it because their cost goes up. They get allotted more, but then they take it back away. It's ridiculous. It's got it going on.
Yeah, and I mean, healthcare, I think, is a right. And I don't think anybody should have to pay for healthcare. This should be, I mean, the government can fund a lot of stuff. It should have a way of not only funding healthcare, but ensuring that drug manufacturers and pharmaceutical companies can't do what they do to people, because there's no justification. If you can sell that same drug in Canada for $50 that you're selling in the US for $500, then why can't you sell it in the US for $50 also? Because 50 US is worth more than 50 Canadian anyway. You know what I mean? So they're still coming up. And when I was talking about these buses that were bringing the seniors back and forth, it came to the attention of some pharmaceutical manufacturer that was occurring. And they notified that pharmacy in Canada that if they continued to dispense medication to U.S. citizens, they wouldn't provide them with the medication any longer. They would simply cut them off from the supply so that they couldn't sell it to U.S. citizens.
That's ridiculous. Why can't we all just...
Well, that's it. I mean, I was watching a documentary on Netflix about a year ago that was about CRISPR technology, so gene replacement. So now they can go in and they can switch out a gene using these proteins like scissors and stuff. Yeah. And there's a disease that young children get. It's quite rare, but it causes them to go blind by the age of 2, right? This genetic disease. Now, they know exactly what gene causes that. And with this technology, they're able to take out that bad gene and reinsert that little bit of DNA that corrects the problem and prevents the children from dealing with this. But this therapy, it's a one-time therapy. It costs $2.7 million to have this done. Now, the actual cost is about $7,000. That's the real money that's involved. But this pharmaceutical company is charging $2.7 million. So the people who did the documentary got an interview with the public relations people from this company. I don't remember what company it was. But he asks this public relations person, why is this therapy $2.7 million? It's a single treatment, one time only. It fixes the problem. Is it because the technology is very rare and unique? Is it come from a certain plant that could only be found on the highest mountain in Nepal? And the woman's response to him was, well, what is the value of sight to a child?
You're kidding me.
That was the response. What is the value of sight to a child? Now, that tells you exactly what motivates a pharmaceutical company, doesn't it?
Well, what value is your leg when I chop it off?
Yeah, I mean, I would have wanted to reach right across the desk and slap that silly woman right in the head for a statement like that, you know?
He should be shot. No.
A lot of people.
Trust me. That's bad practice, man.
Yeah.
That's not how it should be. It should be you have this technology and you should share it to help them. Look, God's gonna, you know, natural selection is still gonna happen, but if you can give somebody else a chance, hello, why not?
Yeah,
especially
well, there's a difference, right? If you have an 80-year-old person that requires very expensive therapy,
right?
Then you have to think about, is there the value in the fix, right? But when it's a child, you know, a child that's 1 year, 2 years old, this is a very different scenario, because that child still has 80 years to live, not 3 or 4. You know? So, you know, you have to invest it in the youth.
Yeah.
That's what makes sense.
Absolutely. And I think the old people need to stop hanging on to all that anger and just let it go and pass. You know, it's it out, you know, rekindle and do things. I noticed that like elderly people, there's reasons why sometimes you actually see why they're not dead. And no disrespect to the profession or anything. It's just there's sometimes you sense these things where somebody's sitting in a corner and they're like, oh, you know, I can't, oh, I wish I could with whatever. And then all of a sudden that person will show up next day or two, they've been able to move along, and they're very sick people or whatever it is, whatever agreements they made with God, you know, it's out of our hands. But there's a lot of the elderly hold on to so much anger.
Yeah.
You know, I hold on a little bit.
It's frustrating, right?
Huh?
It's got to be frustrating because, like they say, you know, once a man, twice a child. So you kind of revert to a state of the inability to actually care for yourself properly, and that's got to be so frustrating for somebody who's lived a life of self-proficiency, and then all of a sudden can't wipe their ass themselves properly, or can't tie their shoes, or can't go to get their own food, right?
Dementia is the worst of it, but it does happen to the other ones. They just can't anymore, and there's a lot of people that just won't for them. And it's sad because we have such a shortage of nurses, such everything. And you know, I don't know.
Hardest work.
My wife actually told me the other day about her being in the elevator with 2 of the seniors in the place where she works, and they decided to fight. These 2 old women decided to fight the elevator, and she said, David, it was unbelievable because they were really trying to hurt each other. Like, this wasn't some kind of, you know, she said it was scary being in the elevator with those 2 because they were for real trying to hurt each other, you know?
Wow.
What is wrong with people?
Yeah.
You know.
I told her, I said, I would have fucking fell on the floor laughing. And she said, no, you wouldn't, because it was scary.
No, I'm not a fighter, man. Don't mess with my moneymaker. I told you.
We got to run a commercial, guys, and I'm glitching out because we have so many damn boxes open out down there. So let's run this commercial, and we'll be right back. You're hanging on the Cannabis Chronicles with Da.Hippie, Doktor High, and our friend Elena is here with us today.
Yes.
Woo. Run it. Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. If you need some kick-ass puppets, contact Forge at 1-636-234-1535. He has all your puppet needs. He can fix puppets, build puppets, custom-made puppets. He has puppets off the rack for cheap prices. Contact Forge today at 1-636-234-1535 or on TikTok or Facebook at Badger Heart Puppetry. He also makes LARPing items too.
Are you in the Ellensville or Middletown, New York area? Revamp your space with Collins Paints Ltd. Ugly walls? Let Collins Paints Ltd add a splash of color to your world. Collins Painting is a veteran-owned and operated business. They can transform your space to whatever your heart desires. Say goodbye to the boring beige and hello to possibilities of bright and vibrant colors. The Collins Painting team are a group of skilled professional painters who will turn your vision into reality. Call Collins Paint Ltd. today to get a fast and easy quote. Available Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call them at 845-869-8176.
Hey, Mrs. Hippie, why don't we take a ride to Dauphin, PA today?
Dauphin? What's in Dauphin?
Bella's Badass Crystals.
Oh, but I thought you hang out with them on Facebook and on TikTok.
That's only on Mondays, Tuesdays, Saturdays, Sundays. Today I want to go there and pick up all my great finds.
That sounds like a great road trip. That's Bella's Badass Crystals on TikTok and Facebook, but you can also find them on the top of the mountain in Dauphin, PA.
They are badass.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Are you looking to have some crocheted made by hand stuff like your Grammy used to do for you? Then you need to check out You Have Me Hooked 23 on Etsy and TikTok. Vern can do what you need. She crochets hats, she crochets animals, everything, anything you may need. She also makes vinyl stickers, banners for your business. Anything that you might want that she can do, she can definitely do it for you. Want an I Hate My Ex sticker? She's got you covered. Anything, and I mean anything that you may need. She has cheap and reasonable prices. Check her out. You Have Me Hooked 23 on Etsy and TikTok.
WTHC, we're back. I hate that you mute me every time. Just don't mute me no more, because I feel like I'm on the radio, bruh. So I'm like talking to them, but you guys aren't here. By the time you unmute me, I'm already halfway done with the radio people. Oh, you have no control over it.
Before I forget, I just want to make a little shout out to a friend of ours and a friend of the show, Master Rochi. It is Master Rochi's birthday today.
Oh my
God. A wonderful birthday wish goes out to Master Rochi. So
absolutely.
Have a great day.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
That's right.
Gee, absolutely, bud. We love you, Master Rochi. Oh, by the way, Master Rochi, our last video, you didn't send it to me. It came with nothing. So I need that. But anyway, that's you can take care of that another day. So we're hanging out. We got our friend Elena, a cancer survivor, stroke survivor, marijuana.
I'm smoker. I'm a real life smoker. Sorry.
I'm gonna go.
So you were saying earlier that you love plants, and
I
as
do.
I was looking at your plants, you can tell that you love them because you have bred some very, very healthy plants this summer. And I love the way that you've actually trimmed them down and manicured them and got them ready for the harvest. They look fantastic.
Yeah, both of us were out there pretty diligent this year because I wasn't working. So it was like, okay, time to go to the garden. So it was nice. I paid more attention to those ones than I did to the regular perennials and stuff. So
what about
that's only natural. They'll give you a much better return for your effort and your love, right? You give those plants love and they give the love right back to you at the end of the season.
I want to know if the children feel neglected, because it looks like they may be neglected.
Yeah, she helps. She goes out and takes the fan leave.
They are the children.
Because it seemed like every single fan leaf was ready to come off, and we just didn't have enough hours in the day. We're like, Bailey, what are you doing? Cut only this. It's like, okay, and she's a natural.
And I do the other thing.
Yep, and the other
side. A little bit of work.
Yeah.
That's true, but it's well worth it.
It's a family.
Oh, it is. It is. It's a job well done, and it's like, hey, I actually did something this summer, because everything happened in February. So I was, lucky enough to be able to take care of a lot of things and work, instead of being
right, and still be able to do stuff in March, April, May, July, June, July, August.
Yeah, so all that time, it's like I was doing a lot of recovery, a lot of physical therapy.
That's got to be very zen as well, going out into the garden, and that brings you to your happy place, which leads me back to that whole thing about, just staying positive, fight the good fight. You know what I mean? Fight the good fight. Get yourself a doctor, a primary care physician who is not ignorant to the fact that marijuana is medicine. It might take a little while. Find somebody younger. You just got to find somebody who's in their younger ages that are more willing to learn about it.
The problem is they're not really teaching.
Well, I just recently switched from my doctor. That's why I say that, because my doctor was against it, and he kept telling me no. And he actually wasn't very old. I mean, he was in his 40s. And he was against it. And I was like, well, it was nice knowing you, and I said, I'm going to go find somebody who cares about my well-being and not whether, he don't give a shit as far as I'm concerned. He don't want to, there was other issues with him as well. So, there was not listening to me, I'm the one that feels the pain, not you, dumbass, just because you think you know everything, They would tell me the same thing every time, and every time I would go back and I'd be like, it's back and it's bad. And they'd be like, oh, yeah, all right, it's this. And I'm like, all right, you fucking idiots. Anyway.
They don't understand.
That's the problem, right? Like Dr. Harris told us, only 17% of medical schools in the U.S. are even talking about the endocannabinoid system to doctors in training. So, I mean, with the numbers being that small, it's no surprise, right? Considering that cannabis is what interacts with the endocannabinoid system, that these doctors aren't recommending cannabis because they're not even learning about the system that cannabis affects to the greatest extent within the body.
We just need to get the message out to all these students, start flashing these things and capture their interest in it, the students.
Well, it's going to be hard.
It's too late for the other people. So it's like, where do you introduce it? Oh, everywhere. How? It's something that we have to find that place that, I don't know. It's difficult. It's something that it's been around for a gazillion years, and yet nobody can still be open to it. But it's okay.
I'm open to it, Elena. Don't worry about it. You got me. I'm open to it. I am not going to look down on you for it. In fact, I'm going to encourage it. All
Thank
right?
you, sir. Yes.
Yep.
You have my full blessings to smoke as much as you want.
Oh my God. I feel.
You feel freed.
You feel healed.
Yeah. You are no longer subjected to social stigma. The hippie has given his blessing.
Yeah,
that's it. So every time anybody ever says that, I'd be like, that hippie got me.
I think that's what we're going to have to do every day, Dr. High, with our guests. We're going to have to come up with something that I can bless them with so that they, they go out of here with a great feeling of happiness and joy.
Well, we'll have to get you like a form of fairy dust that's more like keef.
Sprinkle it on them.
So you can sprinkle the keef as your blessing, the sacrament, the sprinkled keef.
Yes, I
like it.
You could do what the priests do when they splash the holy water.
Right.
But the problem is that cannabis concentrates are so thick there'll be no splashing.
It'll be a blob. It'll be a blob on my camera.
That's right. It'll be so that won't work.
We'll put the cannabis in the incense container and just some shit.
That's, Oh, there we go. Yeah, the one that they walk down the aisle with. Yeah, you got a good point there. I didn't think about that. Could you imagine how much more joyful church service it would be?
I would probably still go to church. I would probably.
Catholics wouldn't be so stuffy. No offense to Catholics, it's just a joke. I'm Catholic. I can say it because I'm Catholic.
Now I'm going to get fired. Thanks.
Why are you going to get fired? What's wrong now?
The owner is Catholic. The owner of WTHC Radio is Catholic.
Oh, the Pope just said that if you're Catholic, you can't be a Freemason anymore.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention. I'm just kidding, Elena. I'm the owner, and I'm just kidding. I don't.
That's it, right?
Scare you? I scared you.
They're beautiful people. That's like growing up Catholic, it was like I had my discipline. You know, my parents disciplined me, but you know, it made me a better person. I guess that's what you say.
Yeah, if that's what whatever it did, it made you, and you're wonderful. So it don't matter, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Cannabis is all about quality of life, right?
That's what it's all about.
It's all about general wellness and the best quality of life you can have under any given circumstance. You know, and it sounds to me like you've used it to your benefit.
Well, that's it. This is all a new journey for me.
Yeah,
so from this day forward.
Well, you got Frank, and you and Frank seem to be doing well there, and you got a very beautiful medicine cabinet, we'll call it.
Thank you.
For a lack of better words. I see nothing but the future looking bright for you. I feel like you can come back anytime. We want to have you come back, and we'll do a show. We'll do a show with you when you guys are ready to. You've already done the trimming, I guess. That for you.
Yeah. We just have to
now
down and just shore them up a little bit.
All right. So when we're ready to do that RSO, if you're interested in making that RSO, Dr. High will walk you right through it. We'll make a whole show out of it, like we did with that you guys can do it, and I'll help you. I'll direct you and where to ship the stuff to my house. Yeah,
it's super easy.
I'll make sure
you're not that far away, hippie.
I can walk there, I think. How far are you upstate? Like what part? Are you Catskills or Adirondacks?
We're about 3 or 4 hours from Jersey, New York.
All right,
4
so
hours.
you're like downstate.
Yeah.
Downstate.
And up. Yeah, it's after New York. Tiny little hovel, but I like it. It's really cute. People are awesome.
The Adirondacks, the Catskills are absolutely beautiful. Please, everybody, make sure you clean up after yourselves up there, you fuckers. Every time I come there, I'm seeing more and more garbage, and the place is absolutely gorgeous. Everywhere.
All we want to see are roaches. That's it. Nothing but roaches are biodegradable.
Right. I am willing to pick up your roaches, but that's it. Not picking up garbage.
Well, Elena, I want to thank you so much for taking your time with us today. Like, you really was a great conversation, really interesting. Good to hear your perspective and your journey with cannabis. So we really appreciate you taking the time today to hang out with us.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for having me. I had a great time, guys.
Oh, we
did too.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I want to thank everybody that's been hanging out with us all the afternoon. Thank you so very much. You can go back over and tune into Live 365 or tune in, because that guy Da.Hippie is coming up next for another 2 hours of some kick-ass classic rock and roll and some other stuff. And some other stuff too, when people ask me for crazy songs that I don't like to play. But Frank, thank you so much. Elena, thank you guys both so very much for being here and hanging with us and sharing your pictures and your life story. We really appreciate it, and I'll be praying for you every day from here on out.
Thanks, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and you guys feel free to join our Discord if you ever want to. We have a big family back there of crazy people, and we don't judge, So I think you'll fit right in. Crazy sons of bitches. All right. We love you so much. Thank you so much, everybody out there on Live 365.
Bye-bye. Have a great weekend. Thanks, everybody, for spending your time with us today. We really appreciate it. Stay safe, stay stoned all weekend, and we will see you on Monday.
Yes, we'll be back on Monday. Big shout out to our friends on CBG TV. Make sure you go over there and subscribe to CBG TV, and make sure you pick up Green Irene's book, because that supports CBG TV, and we need to support them. They're helping us. So we got to help them. I appreciate and love you all. Everybody have a great day. Peace.